Relog or?
Yeah, I'm right behind you.
Alright. I'm ready.
I really need to get better weapons.
Yeah, I really need to get some water.
There's water at my base, at the public.
Yeah, I'm about to go right over. Before I do anything.
Yeah, gotta go do another water run. I am full. I'll drop some salvage, that should be good. Scout, want to drop the thruster Mark 5. Not that I'll ever use it, but... Ooh, assault storage Mark 5. Someone will use that.
New helmet for me. Mercenary one.
Oh, if you need merc gear, I'll start. I've been dropping it, so I'll
Yeah,
save.
but I was running around in steel tier gear.
Oh, geez, yeah. Let's see. Can I drop? What's my volume at? Do you have room for an assault storage? There you go. On the ground here. Did I grab the thing? I don't remember if I grabbed the thing.
What thing?
Oh, it's usually on this table. They changed the layout on me.
Keeping it dynamic.
Unless you're thinking, unless there are several labs that are similar.
Like this one, yeah. Might have a right and left side this time.
Oh, finally I can be hydrated.
Okay.
It's a bit weird that this enemies gives the same XP as the lower tiers one.
You can literally go to the first area and get the same XP.
Yeah.
What tier is your power pack?
4.
Okay. I got a Wayfinder helm. Advanced Reaper.
Hummingbird wing module.
Behind you. 2 things are mercenary. And then, yeah.
Advanced Reaper gloves.
Those are really good.
Yeah, they are good for gathering water.
Mm-hmm. I was like very skeptical before using them once. Never again. I'm never going harvesting again without them.
I guess I'll just have to find all this stuff for it.
Mm-hmm. This is a good one. It's right by base. I'm glad we died and I found this on the way back.
Glad you did.
I mean, I would have kept just flying over it. Alright.
I will probably have to do a drop off and then we can head to the next place.
Yeah, I'm at his base now. Trying to get straight.
Percival made another carrier, so he'll be back later on tonight. Still don't have a sandcrawler, but the guy makes 2 carriers.
Well, I guess you can always use it for the buggy.
That's what he's using it for right now. Made the first one, then use the carrier to go make a second one.
I'm not really getting that much XP from doing this, but I'm getting stuff, so it works up.
Mm-hmm.
I guess if you want XP, you have to go to the Hugger Basin and do all the quests.
Literally missions will get you to 200. Okay, drop them off. I am full dropped off. Delta, you need gear, bud?
Yeah,
I'll go to my charity chest and bring something.
I came from a photo shoot.
Yeah, I see that.
Dune dudes.
There, 3 pieces at least, on the ground. Delta.
That was the calendar model.
Let me see who's online right now.
Some lonely woman. Their cubicle.
If you check the chest, you have 3 at least the basics for a mercenary set.
Thank you, sir. Thank you
Alright,
for your charity.
I got 5 guildies on. I'm gonna bring you, I'll probably put it in the top right chest, like, I'll make that a community thing. Grab you at least a full set. Catch you guys in a bit.
Alright, man. We can go back out. Alright, kills. Yeah. Dude, I want a blood extractor. Where did he, what community chest did he put this?
We went to grab it, so probably, but check the top chest, it should also have some weapons I just put in there.
Shut up. Flavor heavy helmet. Oh, he legit just
Yeah, but he went to grab it from somewhere else.
I thought he was saying. You have a leader, John?
Oh, I have a spare one, yeah.
Do you have a Deca?
Yeah, I just have the basic.
Okay, well here, I'm gonna bring you this. This is what it's here for. There you go. Oh, I'll just drop it, it would be easier. Alright. gear up.
I've been grinding gear for the last 2 days now, I bet, and I just got the chapter, so
You could have used the main base. Like you have
I
all
have, but the problem is that you need X amount of text to make stuff.
Oh, okay, gotcha. You just couldn't make it. So
Yeah.
got it. Dude. I'm not seeing that. He meant like he was leaving.
Well, I think he went over to his guild one.
Oh, so he flew off.
Well, he said he was going to return, but he probably popped over to say that to his other guild members and so on.
Yeah. About to go get some anyway. Is there a power pack anywhere in here?
Check the top one. I put a 4-1 in there.
Do we have fuel cells? For the birds? What are we gonna take? What do you want to go run?
25 fuel cells cooking, medium ones.
Alright, cool. I'm gonna have to...
Probably going to overflow to some random chest, but oh well.
Alright, the hell with it. I'll just make something quick. Sorry about that. What do we have? Oh, we can't make anything.
There's a heavy armor you can repair if you have the first one.
I don't know the heavy what? I'll just research it.
The mercenary heavy chest plate.
Mercenary heavy chest. Human mercenary scout mercenary. Give me all that. Alright. If we have materials here.
I think we should have just about every material except for maybe Dura.
True. That is Dura aluminum. Sure. Alright, let me do this. I'll just craft some desert cloth.
Yeah, because we don't have the copper, it seems, to make basic stuff either.
Yeah. Full 5. Be rolling in here with no armor whatsoever. Or that's him, he's back. Oh, I definitely look like a desert rat now.
Oh, you brought the assault, it seems. No. Yeah, that's also 6 wings.
Wait, I thought I had boots too. Be running stealth mode. Have you guys ran the Far West yet? Because I know he was saying that we could get some ornithopter parts. That's good. Sweet. Hey, didn't I give you the Deca, John?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, I need a weld.
There's a bunch of broken M5s in this chest here. Or nearly broken, I should say.
Ah, true.
But it's probably a looted one, so I don't think someone mind if we borrow a little bit of it.
Yeah. This is better.
I'm just going to make a quick trip back to Haga Basin with the loot so far.
Okay. Yo, you about to roll? All right, let's test this out. All right, so we're in this deep desert testing station. Rolling solo. Crazy, were you able to take back any ornithopter part?
I'm assault once.
Sweet.
Don't think we have anything else at those chests.
Wait, you guys just raided this this testing station, didn't you?
The one you're on top of? Yeah.
Poisonous plant. How many locations did you guys hit?
Someone here.
The first few ones on the left and right.
Get hit by Dagger.
Did you die?
Yeah. I got overwhelmed by those NPCs that were in there. Oh, that's sweet. At least I had a checkpoint. Dude, load fast. Alright, got them down. Now I just gotta get up and get this gunner down. I gotta fight with a little more tact, precision over here, especially with the weapons I'm running. Finally. I need to build the storage for my ornithop. Did you make it back?
Yeah. Currently, I'm out in a sandstorm and harvesting some spice.
Ah.
Luckily, I have a steel tent on me.
I've yet to make one of those things. Oh, that's a pretty good shot. Peeking around that corner didn't work for you. Here you I think when I get back over to that, when I get done looting this, I'm gonna go grab some materials, get us a little base going. That way, when the other people come over here, we won't all have to be over at his base.
Yeah, but before that happened, we need to make more chapters.
Well, these science bases here render a lot of capacitors and whatnot. Oh yeah. Max loot right there. 60 intel point. What? Oh sweet, I'm done. Well, I mean, what would make the most sense then? Should we like try to forage and craft over here and take the parts back? No, we'd need.
Well, we
diamond
don't
dust
really
and
get the
stars.
crafting bonus out here. We just get the building cost on the machines themselves.
Yeah. All right, I'm done with that one. Okay, I got some salt. Wait, are we still in the party? Oh, yeah, we are.
Someone! Enemy sight! Help! Help! Engaging enemy. I've got you covered. They're coming up.
There's a crashed ship in B6.
Yeah, I'm still in deep desert. I'm running.
Yeah, but I'm saying in deep desert, there's a down ship.
In B6.
B6, where you can see my marker.
Wait, are you still in deep desert?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you said you went back home.
Yeah, I did for a moment, and then I just went on a spice run out in deep desert.
Ah, got it. In the belly of the ship. But I bet you that's some phenomenal loot. Downship in deep desert.
Well, I'm full of spice at the moment.
Yes. I'm gonna run this. I'm gonna see if I can get any decent weapon blueprint over here. I got this figured out now. I need to play with a little more tact and not go in.
Yeah, the
hot.
enemy out here, they hit a little bit harder.
Yeah. Put a little more strategy into it, especially with what I'm carrying in the way of defense. And I'm literally wearing like desert cloth, except for a helmet.
So you're basically running the helmet version of the bikini armor.
Yeah. so I'm testing my skills. Figured these NPCs would have a little better loot. Really? Not really.
Identify.
Oh, I had that.
Where's my reinforcements?
Oh, whoa! Hey, yo! You don't just blow shit up by me. And get you with the flash. Hurt. Make Oh, that's got poison damage on it. Speaking of shield, and I was also running this whole entire thing without even my shield.
It seems this week's drop in those are the unique sandcrawler and cutaway for buggy.
For what?
In the crashed ship, so so do you get a sandcrawler thingy and a cutaway for the buggy that it is increased in the T6 stuff. Someone earlier was talking about it on another server, and it seems that's this week's drop. So really should probably farm those chests. Just don't ship
Be
this
prepared
week.
for them.
And I also got an M5 red suit out of the deal.
Oh yeah. Hey. That. Oh, well, I guess I looted that in full. Hey, have you seen a decent spot to put a base over here? Aren't like the first 2 locations just PvE solely?
All the first row, so as long as you are in A, you're fine.
Have you seen any areas where we could post up our own base? That would make sense. 'Cause I'm full. I'll just abandon that other one since it's right on top of that. Coming out of this shit.
I guess someone already took that buggy part that was supposed to be here.
The what?
There was supposed to be a buggy cutaway Mark V or something like
There
that. In
is.
one of these
It's in a. He put it in a different chest.
Yeah, but I've checked all these chests and it's not here.
It's downstairs. It's in the basement.
Oh, downstairs.
Yes, sir.
And where's the stairway to that?
It's over by. Like if you go into the front of the garage, it's to the right, and it goes down. Got a plasma door or whatever it is, and a shield door on it. There's like a small water cistern there by itself, right in front of it.
The only thing I see in here is the schematics for it.
Oh, I don't know about the actual. That was the only thing that I.
And that's just the schematic I got, so...
Oh, what am I doing? To a home. How far have you been over to the left, like A1, A2?
Almost to A3. The 2 first wrecks at the A3.
Do it further that way. I swear I think he said that the testing facilities in the west have the ornithopter part. Right on top. Alright, I'm see how far I can get up this. Hey, can you make any I don't think I have. Are you still at that base?
Yeah, what do you need?
Some survey probes, some ammo for it. I can make that on in my craft.
You just need the basic
Scrap
one.
metal.
No, you need copper. Can put some to smelt. There's just one right down the road.
Yeah, I'm in A3 scouting it out. A2, A1. Alright. I do recall he said to the west. It must be in A2 and A1. That's
To make the launcher, so do you need an EMF generator? So you need to find a cave. Oh, the spice is under refining, so I'm just going to take it back to Hager Basin and then log off.
okay, man. Okay. I'm gonna hit some of these testing stations, get us a little base set up over here. Let's see.
There is copper smelted. You just need to find a cave and get the EMF thing.
All right. Sweet, man. Appreciate it.
Yeah, we will talk again tomorrow.
All right, later, man. fuck just happened? Ah, damn. Unstuck. Oh, oh no. Oh, it's on the ground. Ah, there's a glitch. Ah, dude. Why am I being punished because I got sit here 4 minutes? Oh man. Get out of here. Ah, well, I'm stuck. Well, I'm stuck. Take a slight break. Dude, still? Come on. Dude, come on. Your characters reset their position. Yeah, I need to do that.
Ever wonder what it's like out there beyond the safety of the city, where the sand shifts and well, let me tell you, there's more out there than spice and sand. The Wastelander takes us into the light of a scrappy young scavenger girl and her family as they brave war-torn battlefields, hunting salvage and other buried secrets. Stay tuned, because this is one tale you don't want to miss. It's the Wastelander Chronicle, brought to you by O'Gary's Imports. O'Gary's Imports. If you want it, we have it. And if we don't have it, we'll get it. Join us now as we journey to the blistering sands of Arrakis, where we follow the adventures of the O'Gary clan, a pioneering family of salvage experts, as they scour war-torn battlefields and crash sites to discover their next great haul.
Welcome back to the Wastelander Chronicles. I'm your Badlands Scout, Sally O'Gary, and I've got a crazy story for you. It all started when my dad announced a surprise salvage mission. It was just after sunset. Dad had spent all day, as always, minding our storefront and listening to the space traffic controllers going about their business on the community. I always tease Dad and ask how it is he can listen to those encrypted channels, and he just shushes me and tells me to clean my guns. But this was the day Dad's patience and extra-legal community receiver paid off. He overheard a distress call from the Leopoldus, a light freighter carrying machine parts out of D3ltaX85. Now, you might be thinking, Tommy, what's so darn exciting about machine parts? But in the salvage game, we learned that a ship listing machine parts on its cargo manifest could be carrying anything from precision lasgun barrels to cybernetic eyeballs, so it's worth the trip. Of course, Dad's not the best with his numbers, so it was up to Mom to triangulate the coordinates and plot our course to the crash site in the minor erg. As always, when we piled into Clovis, our vintage 68 Tone Grandmaster, Mom reminded us of the grim dangers waiting for us in the desert. Bandits, slavers, cultists, and of course, the old man of the desert himself, Great Sandworm. When we finally arrived at the sector our coordinates were within, we hid Clovis under a tarp and moved in on foot. As always, it was up to me and my little brother Coda to scout ahead and look for danger. Now, you might be thinking, Sally, that seems like a grown-up job. Why would you and your cute little brother be sent ahead to scout? The truth is, we rely on that cuteness to lull our enemies into a false sense of security. Then, we kill them real good. Coda can separate a man from his jewels in less than 2 seconds. I've seen him do it. But after a whole lot of dust and nothing, we finally came up on the coordinates marked on our map. How do you know? The crash ship was nowhere to be seen. Of course, Mom and Dad immediately set to arguing about it while the rest of us fanned out.
You're an idiot, Finn O'Gary. Don't you dare blame my calculations on this fiasco. I should have listened to my mother and entered the sisterhood. At least then, I'd be married off to a man of consequence.
You wouldn't be married to anything but a mop and bucket. Instead of kids, you'd have hallways to clean. You know those witches got a lot of hallways.
What do you know about the Bene Gesserit? You don't even know how to add.
I know one thing I'd like to subtract.
Hey, Mom and Dad? Look what Phaedra and Bree just found.
When my parents were missing, my big sisters, Phaedra and Bree, had uncovered a hatch in the ground, beneath layers of sand and scree. It took some cutting, some prying, and a whole lot of cussing, but my dad finally got the hatch to open to reveal a ladder going down. Dad led the way, his glow cutting through the darkness as we descended for what seemed like an eternity. The smooth ladder shaft was marked with ancient warning signs in a language that Phaedra said was Proto-Galactic, whatever that means. Dad said it meant that the place at the bottom of the ladder was a part of the old empire. Finn Jr. said they were around a really, really long time ago and sent their scientists all over the universe to very cool stuff. Dad said finding their old stuff is our family pastime.
The fate of the O'Gary clan has always been tied to remnants of the old empire, whether it was back on Hagel or right here on Arrakis. Look at how we're drawn to one of their facilities without even knowing it was here.
When we finally got to the bottom of the ladder, we found ourselves in a small antechamber. That's when Mom noticed a series of small, almost invisible switches along the wall. With a little bit of trial and error, we activated the mechanism. A screen flickered to life, displaying a map of the facility. Dad examined the map and explained that we were in an auxiliary substation, built to support nearby old Empire ecolabs with technical matters. This was very exciting for Dad because it meant that there were even more testing stations out there just waiting for us to find them. But for now, we had this substation before us. Mom figured out where we were on the map. It seemed we had entered through an emergency escape tunnel, but when we tried the door leading back to the main area, it wouldn't open no matter what we tried. Dad began to despair, but Mom kept her head and found us another route back into the complex through a twisty utility duct. But there was a catch. The utility duct was incredibly narrow, too small for any grown-ups to fit through. This was my moment to shine. With a quick pep talk from my mom and a promise to be careful, I wriggled into the tight space, inching my way forward. The walls closed in around me, but in true O'Gary spirit, I kept my cool, determined to reach the other side. About 30 meters in, I felt a tug on the safety rope tied around my waist. It had reached its limit. I couldn't go any further unless I disconnected it.
Sally, you're at the end of the rope. You want to come back, hun?
I can't turn around here. It's too tight. I'll have to disconnect and keep going.
Are you sure, Sally? That's an awful risk. We won't be able to help if anything goes wrong.
You didn't raise me to be a coward. What does Dad always say that Owen O'Gary is for?
Is it obnoxious?
I thought it was obstinate.
No, you sillies. It's audacious. I'll be fine. Just keep a lookout for trouble. I unhooked the safety rope and kept pushing forward, fingers crossed that the passage would lead somewhere. The angle of the duct meant there's no turning back. If it was a dead end, I was surely a goner. But hey, what's an adventure without a little risk? I think I can see something up ahead. It's an access hatch. Here's hoping I can open it from inside. I made it! The access hatch opened onto a huge chamber, lit by a soft, eerie glow. It was a real treasure trove of ancient technology, preserved perfectly through the ages. I had found the mother lode. After marveling at my discovery for a spell, I managed to backtrack to the escape tunnel where my family was waiting. Now I understood why we were never able to open that door. It was blocked by an ancient power loader. Fortunately, the control fob was still in place, so I was able to move that great beast away from the door.
Honey, are you okay?
I'm fine, Mom.
Where are you going, Finn? Our daughter almost died, and you're more interested in salvage.
She seems fine to me. More than fine, in fact. She's spectacular.
Our daughter or the power loader?
Can't we be excited for both? This is a VK5000 powered work loader. The last exosuit to come off the Venhold assembly line before the company was split up into Combined Mercantile and the Fold Space Shipping Company.
Do you mean...
Yep. The predecessors to CHOAM and the Spacing Guild.
Wow.
After the excitement died down, we carefully extracted as much as we could carry, making sure to document everything for later study. It was our most successful expedition yet. Back at our shop, we spent days cataloging and cleaning our finds, preparing them for sale. And that's where you come in, dear listeners.
That's right, Sally. At O'Gary's Imports, it's our Old Empire extravaganza. And you won't believe our prices. We have SD converters, we have anti-induction modules, we have cobalt-tipped frams, we have articulated John doors for men and women. Come find us on the Agora Concourse of the Grand Souk in Arrakis. Because at O'Gary's Imports, if you want it, we have it. And if we don't have it, we'll get it.
Thanks, Dad. Until next time, this is your faithful Badland Scout, Sally O'Gary, signing off and reminding you to always check your six. And come back next time for another episode of the Wastelander Chronicles.
A song of two homes. I remember the spice-scented air and shadows cast by twin moons. Fleeting light, dust devils dancing on the dunes. Gold on gold, a wind that whispers throughout empty nights. To rustle and caress the sand, the landscape shifts and sighs. Rises up and forms anew, sings a song to me. And I see our footprints, swallowed by the sandy sea. I recall the mist of morning tides and the scent of salt upon the breeze. Gentle and soothing, waves caressing the deep and restless seas. Blue upon grey, the ceaseless call of seabirds out among the cliffs. The salt waves fall and rise, born now and dying, salt tears sting my eyes. How long ago it seems, and I know that our gardens blossom only in my dreams.
It's going to be another hot one today, folks. It's already 70 degrees Celsius in the shade, and the day's just started. All we can do is put one foot in front of the other and face what comes with honor and determination. This is Tolliver Cam from the heart of Arrakis, guiding you through your day. And now we bring you Through Their Eyes, first-hand accounts from the front lines, presented by your host, Redondo Monroe. Today, in another poignant and moving episode, we delve into the heart of a mother's sacrifice and the bravery of her son, as conveyed through their personal writings.
Fiona Thorne, a devoted mother, has remained steadfast and resilient throughout the long years of conflict. Her diary reflects the unwavering morale of the Atreides families, supporting their loved ones and our fighting forces. One fateful day last year, our Special Missions cohort executed a daring raid against a Harkonnen position in the minor erg known as 3 Rock Station. Sergeant Eric Thorne, a highly trained member of the elite strike force known as Gurney's Own, was part of that operation.
Another sleepless night. The sound of the wind reminds me of the distant echoes of battle. I can't help but think of my son, out there in the desert, fighting for our beloved Duke. I've heard rumors that Arak was involved in the incursion at 3 Rock Station, and that the confrontation became very bloody. But still, he writes that his spirits remain high. I pray for his safety and the swift end of this bloodshed.
In his letters sent from his unit, as Gurney's Own are deployed wherever the need is greatest, Eric expresses both resolve and an unwavering commitment to our cause.
Mother, the Harkonnens fight viciously, but our intelligence is sound, and we are able to hit them at their weakest. It's hard to remember the peace and serene beauty of our beloved Caladan when all you see is sand and blood. The soldiers in my unit are strong and determined, and I draw strength from their courage. I miss you and home dearly, but I know our struggle is just.
After the fierce fighting at 3 Rock Station, Eric's unit was redeployed to the Western Reach, striking against Harkonnen spice crews in the deep desert. With sheer determination, a critical position was taken, but at great cost.
The news I hear about Arak's unit is grim. Many lives lost, including some of Arak's closest friends. My heart aches for him, and for all the families grieving tonight.
Mother, I feel that our small unit is a valuable resource in this war of assassins, but we've lost many good men. My dear friends, it's hard to keep faith when you see so much death. The Harkonnens are brutal and show no mercy, Mother. They burned our wounded alive, and I've seen them torture our captives in ways I can hardly describe. But I remember what you always said about our duty to the Duke, about honor Courage. I try to live by those words, even when everything seems lost.
As the confrontations along the demarcation lines grew fiercer, Gurney's Own succeeded in breaking the Harkonnen supply lines, but in many of the missions, they suffered heavy casualties.
News has reached us of another successful operation. But Arak's last letter spoke of horrors I can barely fathom. I am hoping now, beyond hope, that his unit will be given reprieve, and that my son will be returned to me.
But destiny willed it otherwise, and Gurney's Own were deployed once again to undermine Harkonnen positions near the shield wall. From the mission camp, Eric writes,
Dear Mother, I don't know when I'll be able to write again. The Harkonnen positions are strong, and however careful our planning, we are sure to sustain grave losses. But still, none of us hesitates. We fight for House Atreides, for our people. Though I must confess, even the glory of Three Rock Station feels hollow amidst the bloodshed I now have witnessed. I must tell you, Atreides operatives too have been driven to acts I thought unimaginable. And we do what we must to secure victory, but I wonder at the cost to our souls. I miss you. I fear I may never see you again.
Later that same month, it was reported that Sergeant Eric Thorne was declared missing in action during a clandestine raid. His mother's heartache reminds us of the ultimate sacrifice made by so many.
Arak is missing. My son, my brave boy, lost to this endless war. I am proud of him, of his courage and his honor. But I cannot help the bitterness that fills my heart. We give so much, and for what? What good is the... and the when the endless sands of Arrakis swallow our children whole?
Fiona Thorne's sacrifice is a testament to the strength and resilience of House Atreides. Let us honor her and all those who endure the trials of this war, as we strive for a future where their sacrifices are not in vain.
You have listened to another episode of Through Their Eyes, first-hand accounts from the front lines, presented by your host, Redondo Monroe. And now, we journey to the front lines with another episode of The Young Guardians, as we follow 3 young cadets on their journeys to glory. And now, The Young Guardians continues, a captivating saga of bravery, loyalty, and sacrifice.
When we last left our 3 young House Atreides aspirants, they had received their orders to join the War of Assassins on Arrakis. After crossing the known universe on a guild highliner, our heroes are briefed on what awaits them in the desert sands below.
Now, you must think of the planet's surface as you would any environment hostile to human life. Because make no mistake, troopers, while you're there, while there's oxygen to breathe and the atmosphere won't kill you outright, everything else will. Your destination is Helios Gate, a Bastion-class fortress overlooking the northern frontier. You'll be reinforcing 3 Company of the 5th Rapid Deployment Cohort. Captain Amstrad and the Fighting 5th have repelled no less than 23 direct enemy actions in the last standard quarter. That means you'll be relieving some tired and haggard troops. And, just remember why you're here and who you're fighting for. That's right, for the Duke.
As our 3 young guardians cross the gangway to their dropship, certain nerves and anxieties come boiling to the surface.
Taryn, are you okay?
Whoa, you just missed a trooper on the lower gangway. You didn't even notice.
Gross.
Yeah, I'm okay. Oh, I think that slig chowder isn't sitting too well.
It's okay to be nervous, Taryn. I'm bloody terrified. Although I'm not sure if I'm more afraid of the Harkonnen or the planet itself.
Both are horrible. But my greatest fear is failure and letting my family down.
That's hogwash. You've already lived up to your family name.
We were top of our class at the war gym. Our names are inscribed on the Great Pillar.
After Aiden and his crew were disqualified.
And summarily executed.
But I have so much pressure on me to perform. You peons can't possibly understand what it's like to be na familia. To live under a microscope with 1,000 rules for every little thing. Sometimes I'm jealous of the freedom you guys have.
Freedom to toil for every waking hour.
Or freedom to starve when the crop yield is low.
What about freedom to be beaten if we bump into one of our betters?
You know what I mean. I'm sorry, guys. I'm just worried about our deployment.
Worried about what?
My brother says Helios Gate is outdated and of limited strategic value.
So?
Well, you heard the commander. 23 direct enemy actions in the last standard quarter. Is it really worth the risk?
I thought you wanted to prove yourself, Golden Boy.
Life must be so hard as a noble.
Okay. I'm an ass. Lay off me.
Look, we just need to stick together and remember our training.
And who knows? These things ebb and flow. We may not even see any action for quite some time.
As their dropship navigated the flak-filled descent corridor, our 3 guardians could see the action unfolding below.
Get up, Buster Dune! We are coming in hot! We are entering a live combat zone! Do not, repeat, do not linger at the dropship once we are touched down! We need marksman to observation decks, and the rest of you, reinforcing access points. Helios Gate must hold.
Falera and Amon are deployed to different positions around the Helios Gate fortress. Taryn is stationed at the main gate, ready to repel all comers, while Lyra is perched on an observation deck with scope and las rifle.
They're trying to cut the gate solenoid. We need a marksman cast on the front gate. I've got you, Challenger.
Meanwhile, Amon and his team of Suspensor-born skirmishers streak across the sky through a fusillade of lasgun fire.
Stand behind them! On my position! Textbook flanking maneuver.
The battle raged on as the numerically superior Harkonnen forces pressed their advantage. But while the
defenders of Helios Gate were outgunned and outnumbered, their fighting spirit remained unbroken.
We're not going to be able to hold the gate for much longer. Gotta get another marksman tasked before the front gate.
We've got more crews keeping their honest officers. Look out, bro!
That squashed some odds.
As day turns to night, the Harkonnen forces prepare for a final desperate assault. The defenders, exhausted but resolute, ready themselves once again for the coming battle.
This is it, troopers! Helios Gate stands tall once again! We have gunships coming in on an assault vector from Para East. We just need to hang on until they get here. For the Duke!
In the thick of the battle, Terran continues to defend the front. His strength and determination an inspiration to those around him.
Trying to break through the old-fashioned way.
Lyra's precision fire thins the ranks of the oncoming enemy as Amon is redeployed to the battlement.
Ah! I've been hit! The front gate isn't gonna hold!
Terran finds himself in a perilous situation. He is injured, and the position he holds is about to be overrun by the enemy. Lyra, from her vantage point, sees Terran's predicament and desperately tries to provide cover fire.
Hold on, trooper. I'm trying to cover you. Oh, there's just too damn many.
But then, just as hope seems lost, Amon streaks, suspensor born across the sky, and fights his way to his fellow young guardian.
Come on, Terran, let's move! It's too late. The gate won't hold. We're gonna be overrun.
Are you sure about that, Terran? So much for the hard front line. That's it. They're back. And they're broken.
When the smoke clears, the casualties on both sides are many. But in the end, the Harkonnen forces are repelled, and the defenders of Helios Gate stand tall. But at what cost?
You've done your due proud this day, troopers. Helios Gate stands with a small bravery.
We really did it!
23 confirmed kills. I'm told that's a good record for Navy.
But this is just the beginning. Now they know what we're capable of.
For House Atreides, and for each other, we'll face all comers together.
And so, the siege of Helios Gate comes to an end, marking the first of many trials our young guardians will face. Their journey of honor and courage has truly begun.
Join us next time on The Young Guardians as our heroes continue their journey, facing new challenges as they uphold the legacy of House Atreides. Until then, remember, honor and loyalty are the true marks of a warrior. This is Tolliver Cam, your faithful Communinet crier, spreading the word of the Duke and reminding you it will get better. War is hell, but our cause is just, and there's no other possible outcome than total victory.
Into the jaws of death. You look a little lost, friend. You got somewhere you need to be. I can fly you there for a price.
One more June onward. Into the desert storm flew the brave.
Music to my ears. Where do you want to go?
The last guns must down, he said.
Into the desert storm flew the brave soldiers. Forward the shield brigade! No one to hesitate, despite their reckless hate. Hearkening, villainy. The troops not to ask what's right. They carry our sacred light, theirs, but to stand and fight. Into the desert storm blew the brave soldiers. Lasguns to right of them. Lasguns to left of them, lasguns in front of them, lightning and fire beam, forward to final breath. Boldly they flew, and well, into the jaws of death. Into the mouth of hell flew the brave soldiers. Flashed all their crisp knives bare, flashed as they turned in air, slicing the gunners there, charging an army, while Arrakis all wondered. Plunged in the battle smoke, right through the line they broke. Harkonnen and Sardaukar reeled from the crisp knife stroke, shattered and sundered. Then they flew back, but not all of the soldiers. Lasguns to right of them, lasguns to left of them, lasguns behind them. Lightning and fire beam forward to final breath. They that had fought so well came through the jaws of death. Back from the mouth of hell, all that was left of them, left of the soldiers. Ne'er will their glory fade. Oh, the wild charge they made. Atreides, in debt to them, honor the charge they made. Honor the shield brigade. Oh, noble soldiers.
It's the Wastelander Chronicles, brought to you by O'Gary's Imports. O'Gary's Imports. If you want it, we have it. And if we don't have it, we'll get it. Join us now as we journey to the blistering sands of Arrakis, where we follow the adventures of the O'Gary clan, a pioneering family of salvage experts, as they scour war-torn battlefields and crash sites to discover their next great haul.
Hey there, everyone! Welcome back to the Wastelander Chronicles. I'm your Badlands Scout, Sally O'Gary, back with another wild adventure from the Wastelander Chronicles. Today's story is a real nail-biter. We were out in the Haga Basin, tracking an off-course freighter when we had the most incredible and terrifying encounter. Let me tell you all about it. We were cruising along in Clovis, our trusty 68 Chum Landmaster. It was supposed to be a routine trip, nothing special. But then, out of nowhere, a rock slide showered down from above and blocked our way. And when the sand and dust settled, we were surrounded. Over a dozen of the fearsome desert warriors, known as the Fremen, materialized from the gloom. At least we thought they were Fremen, but their faces were hidden behind weird iron helmets. The Fremen or no, these guys were all business. The one with the biggest helmet stepped forward. He seemed to be in charge and didn't waste any time accusing us of trespassing on Masquerade territory.
Masquerade? I've heard of these clowns.
Maybe not a good time for name-calling, hon.
We tried to explain that we were just friendly explorers, but they weren't having any of it. The one in the big helmet said we were infidels, defiling the electric worm's domain. Whatever the heck that meant.
A cargo cult. Fremen wannabes. Dude Shaz warned me about them.
When were you talking to Dude Shaz?
Not now.
Well, was he talking to you, or were you talking to him?
Here we go.
I'm just asking. Don't I have a right to know why my wife is always chatting up the handsome sheriff?
He gives good intel.
Is that what you call it?
By that point, I guess Big Helmet had enough of Mom and Dad's bickering, because he got real mad and ordered us buried up to our necks in the sand. But just as they were gonna drop us into chin-deep pits, something incredible happened. The Moskret started yelling about something they call Shai Halud and lit out of there like their tails were on fire. Turns out, Shai Halud is the local name for the big sandworms. Well, I don't have to tell you what happened next. The ground started rumbling and rumbling like never before. I swear it must have been one of those super granddaddy sandworms you hear about living in the deepest desert. I figured it must have took a wrong turn at the shield wall and ended up on our heels. But I'll tell you what, when it comes to worms, Mom and Dad know their business and led us to safety on a rock island with practiced precision. When the dust settled, the worm was gone and there was no sign of the Masquerade. Or was there?
I've got their trail. Good job, son. Follow it.
And why are we following it again?
They threatened my babies.
The trail led to a depression in the rocks where the Masquerade had made camp. They posted guards, but they were no match for us. The best part is, after we killed them all, I found an old handwritten map tucked into Big Helmet's boot. It smelled like farts and old cheese, but I slipped it into my bag anyhow. I know, stealing isn't right, but Dad always says that if they're dead, then it really isn't stealing. Anyhow, we took the helmets and left their gross corpses to the scavengers before finding our way back to Clovis. As we headed back home, I couldn't wait to show Mom and Dad the map. It could be the start of our next big adventure. Back at our shop, we spent days spit-shining the helmets to a mirror polish as we get them ready for you, dear listeners.
That's right, Sally. At O'Gary's Imports, it's Masquerade Mask Mayhem, and we won't be undersold. We have big helmets, we have ugly helmets, we have big and ugly helmets. Come find us on the Agora Concourse of the Grand Souk in Arakeen, because at O'Gary's Imports, if you want it, we have it. And if we don't have it, we'll get it.
Thanks, Dad. Until next time, this is your faithful Badland Scout, Sally O'Gary, signing off and reminding you to always check your six. And come back next time for another episode of the Wastelander Chronicles.
How about that, folks? The deep desert holds more than just spice and sand. It holds stories of resilience, of daring, and of discovery.
Remnants of glory. Echoes of valor. Whispers on the wind. Calling the names of the fallen. Brave souls, now but shadows in the dunes. The remnants of glory. Desert silence, broken by memory. Sand beneath our feet, shifting with each sacrifice. Lives given to the cause. The remnants of glory. Era of valor, of gallant deeds, echoes in the annals of history. History, written in blood and sweat. The remnants of glory. In the silence, we remember names and faces faded. Faded but not forgotten, their legacy a flame undying. Glory may fade, but honor remains. A guiding star, eternal, the remnants of glory. In the stillness, whispers linger, ghosts of battles fought. Won or lost, but not forgotten, their echoes. Echoes of valor.
noble listeners of House Atreides, to another poignant episode of Through Their Eyes. Today, we bring you the story of Sergeant Creel, a decorated member of the 2nd Deep Desert Expeditionary Force who has faced the horrors of war firsthand. As we delve into his experiences, we honor the bravery and sacrifices of our troops.
Sergeant Creel, thank you for joining us today. Can you start by telling us about your involvement in the operation at Dejum Wadi?
Of course, we're operational in the deep desert, so when scouting came back from the ports of a Harkin placement at Dejum Wadi, well, that was a serious provocation.
What happened at Dejum Wadi?
Like I said, we own the deep desert, so when word got back to us of a Harkonnen bastion being raised, our commanders knew what to do. 7 different cohorts, including the 5th Mesa Infantry and Gurney Zone, were simultaneously deployed in a coordinated attack. The whole operation was brutal. The Hark defenders much more vicious than we were used to.
And yet, you and your fellow soldiers managed to execute the mission with surgical precision. Can you share a specific moment from that operation that stands out in your memory?
There was this one moment, I guess. The Hark bastion was still only half built, and we'd taken on a group of engineers, but we were spotted by a fortified lasgun position from the finished part of the bastion and pinned down. They were really tearing us apart. But somehow, we managed to get behind them through the half-built works. I remember crawling through the blood-stained sand and rubble. The smell of death and fried ozone thick on the air. When we finally took out that position, at least, it felt like a small victory in this ceaseless ocean of despair.
Your bravery is truly inspiring. As the operation continued, what kept you and your fellow soldiers going?
Duty, honor, the things they drill into you from day one. The example set by the fearless men of Gurney's Own. But honestly, in the end, it's all about the man next to you. It's him you fight for, to keep him alive. It wasn't about grand ideals anymore. It was about survival.
House Atreides prides itself on its moral high ground and honorable conduct. How did the principles of Canley and the Great Convention hold up under the extreme conditions of battle?
Those are fancy folks with sashes and pressed uniforms. For us, the reality of war changes people. These missions, you do things that you never thought you would. I remember one night, after we took out a Hark listening station, seeing my comrades picking through the carnage off of Harkonnen survivors. They seemed different somehow. As if the brutality of the war had drained all humanity out of them. I even remember...
Sergeant Creel, it's clear that the emotional toll is heavy. Perhaps we can focus more on the moments of camaraderie and hope that you experienced during these dark times.
The what? Well, yeah, I mean, there are moments, sure, but... like between missions, people share stories, laugh about the little things. Anything to keep the darkness at bay. But those moments are fleeting. The reality of what we have to do is always there, lurking in the background.
And during the shield wall operation, what was the state of your unit at that point?
It was pretty chaotic. At that point, we were exhausted, just barely holding on. More than half the unit was replacements by then. Young, inexperienced kids, really. Just hanging on by the skin of their teeth. And the Harkonnens had good intel. They somehow knew about most of our operations beforehand. I lost more friends in those days than I can count. I mean, we were just trying to stay alive, you know? Mission by mission, but... really, what was the point of it all?
Sergeant Creel, I'm sure at least you find some solace in knowing that your courage and sacrifice will never be forgotten. Can you share with us the impact your involvement in these operations has had on you personally?
I mostly just remember the, faces, screams, the loss. I mean, I try to recall the good we did, the successes, the victories, but hard. So damn hard.
Your service and dedication to House Atreides are deeply appreciated. Thank you for sharing your story with us.
Found you!
Yeah, thank you.
That concludes our interview with Sergeant Creel. His story is a stark reminder of the sacrifices made by our brave special forces. Strive for a future where this can finally end, and the Harkonnens are eradicated from all of Arrakis.
Shield on!
First-hand accounts from the front lines. Presented by your host, Redondo Monroe.
Eyes on enemy!
In twilight's glow where shadows meet, a warrior stands on weary feet. His sword, once bright, now dulled with strife, reflects the toll of countless lives. Oh, fate, you've carved this path of pain, through deserts vast, through blood and rain. Yet honor binds my heart tonight. For House Atreides, I still fight. Remember those who fell in fields, whose courage were their only shields. Their names engraved in stars above, their deeds the legacy of love. In silence, now I take my leave. For battles end, and souls must grieve. But know this truth, my comrades dear, in every heart we still stand near. O house of just and noble name, we've lit the stars with honor's flame. And though my journey's end is near, House Atreides, shed no tear. For in the halls where heroes rest, where valor shines, where hearts are blessed, we'll meet again in timeless peace, where all our pains and trials cease. In twilight's glow where shadows meet, a warrior stands on weary feet. His sword, once bright, now dulled with strife, reflects the toll of countless lives. Through deserts vast, through blood and rain. Yet honor binds my heart tonight. For House Atreides, I still fight. Remember those who fell in fields, whose courage were their only shields. Their names engraved in stars above, their deeds the legacy of love. In silence, now I take my leave. For battles end, and souls must grieve. But know this truth, my comrades dear, in every heart we still stand near. Oh, house of just and noble name, lit the stars with honor's flame. And though my journey's end is near, House Atreides, shed no tear. For in the halls where heroes rest, where valor shines, where hearts are blessed, we'll meet again in timeless peace, where all our pains and triumphs cease. Powerful words that remind us of the courage and resolve that lives in every Atreides heart.
The heart of Rendavo. Rendavo's father was a sergeant, old and bent and grey. He served the Duke in '88, back in a bygone day. He lived out in the desert and scraped his meager fare, with children 9 around him and Ren, the youngest there. The older siblings learnt some sense, but Ren was left without.
There's someone here.
He was tall, but short on wisdom, and grew up broad and stout. Eyes cheerful, willing, yet he seldom did things right. What will become of you, poor boy? His father asked each night. And finally, Ren answered, a soldier, sword in hand. If all else fails, at least I can still die for you. And healthy too. He was welcomed in the group. But when he had to master drills and learn the skills of war, the sergeant screamed and laughed and screamed still more. For when ordered to turn left, Ren would quickly turn to right, and told to shoulder arms instead, he charged with all his might. Rendavo's drills and troubles became a well-known tale. Even famous Duncan, Idaho, would smile at his travail. And when at last Ren's unit was ordered off to war, the officers debated, was he suited for that chore? But Ren just let them argue. He stood there, broad and straight. If with the others I can't go, I'll go alone. Just wait. He took his sword and backpack and marched out with the rest. At camp he was their servant, fulfilling each request. But when the battles raged, he was ordered to stand back. He didn't understand when to take cover or attack. Duncan, Idaho was on the run, Harkonnens in his tracks. He passed Rendavo's unit, shouting, "Boys, you watch our backs. Don't let the devils through the gorge, or all of us are lost." Guard it until we regroup. Keep it safe at any cost. A small detachment, made up but of barely 20 men, got there in time to make their stand. Along with them came Ren. The Harkonnen fell on them hard, their lasguns raining death. And 7 brave Atreides men gave up their costly breath. The same disastrous fate would soon befall all those who'd stay. So when ordered to retreat, they all retreated straight away. All but one, who stayed to fight and charged the foes instead. Ren couldn't get the notion of flight through his stubborn head. He just stood there, broad and strong, and ready now to teach a lesson to each Harkonnen who came within his reach. At the choke point in the gully, they all each took a turn, but without lasgun cover. One by one, were forced to learn. They charged at Ren, but each who came was fought and bested all the same. None could beat him at this game, for Atreides' honor, house, and name. Duncan Idaho had rallied all the troops that still were hale. He shouted, "Hold out, my brave lads, we're coming, do not fail." He told all who would hear him, watch the true Atreides fight. Hurry, boys, come to his aid, he has saved us all tonight. Against that fearsome counterstrike, no Harkonnen could hold. They faltered, failed, and turned their back. Sight, and Duncan looked around and asked, "Who is that fearless man?" He who held the gully until we could all return, that hero of the desert. His name I must needs learn. "He has fallen," said the sergeant. His head bowed down in shame. Idaho was his name. "I remember him," said Idaho. Of Ren, who'd seemed to rest, but for the blood that stained the shirt across his mighty chest. That lasgun knew just where to strike, as plainly you can see. Said Idaho to those around, yes, it knew more than we. It shunned his brow. 'Twas weak and poor, that much all of us knew. But found instead what better was his heart, forever true. The word spread quick among all those who had survived the fight. And every soldier Duncan Idaho was right. Ren Darvo was no thinker. His mind slow, truth be told. His head, they said, was control. But his heart was made of gold.
It's the Wastelander Chronicles, brought to you by O'Gary's Imports. O'Gary's Imports. If you want it, we have it. And if we don't have it, we'll get it. Join us now as we journey to the blistering sands of Arrakis, where we follow the adventures of the O'Gary clan, a pioneering family of salvage experts, as they scour war-torn battlefields and crash sites to discover their next great haul.
Hey there, everyone! Welcome back to the Wastelander Chronicles. I'm your Badlands Scout, Sally O'Gary, back with another wild adventure. After that scary encounter with the Masquerade, we got our hands on that super mysterious map. Dad was all over it, trying to figure out where it led. Normally, he would take it over to his Mentat friend at the Seleucid Bowl. I used to think Master Chim was scary when I was little. The way he got that faraway look in his eye when he did his computing. Master Chim would have taken one look, and before you got a word out, he'd have done a sector-by-sector comparison of the map with known topography. But in this case, Dad didn't want anyone knowing the secrets of the map before he did.
I'll figure it out myself.
Mom said he was being a paranoid old fool, but what should have taken 30 seconds took 2 days. And don't you know it, 2 days later, we found ourselves piling in the Clovis, our 60H Homeland Master, and set a course for the Haga Basin. Once we were underway, Dad unfolded the map and pointed to a marking that looked like an angry beetle.
This is our destination, kids. Remember that old Empire facility we found a few weeks back? It was a maintenance facility. You know, a bunch of tool pushers they kept around to fix stuff for the eggheads. I guess the scientists can tell you how much a pound of worm shit weighs, but put them all together in a room and they still can't turn a screw to save their lives. Anyhow, in the documentation we recovered, we found an inventory roll listing some of the other testing stations by number and field of study. Testing Station 29 studied plants, while 36 studied weather. Station 91, though, they studied bugs. Just like this ugly little sucker we're headed for.
Boy, was that journey rough. All of it was that kind of year to be traveling, and the sandstorms were relentless. Visibility was almost nothing. My little brother Koda and I had to get out and walk ahead of Clovis to make sure we didn't drive off a cliff. Eventually, we arrived at the sector indicated on the map, and we hid Clovis away, where she would be safe. As usual, Kodo and I took the point and went ahead of our group. I won't lie, every step of that mission was a chafing nightmare. Before we left Clovis, I made the harebrained decision to break in. I was in rare form and fit for time when we finally came upon the massive portal in the rocks. By then, we'd been to enough of these old testing stations. The oversized doors were slightly open, but peering in, we could only see darkness. Koda was immediately apprehensive.
I'm not sure how lost this old testing station really is.
Of course, that's when Dad and the rest of the family arrived.
I knew it! I knew it! You said I was a fool. You said I'd lead us into an ambush.
We squeezed through the narrow aperture with ease, but quickly found our way blocked by a massive pit of darkness. After we recalibrated our optics for low light, we found a narrow ramp that wound down to the gaping shaft. I forgot all about my chafing as we descended into the darkness. I hated the feeling in there, the lonely, oppressive atmosphere that long-abandoned places had in common. But the spell was quickly broken when a Harkonnen fire team floated on the center of the shaft from above. We flattened ourselves against the wall and kept out of their lights as the noisy and oblivious troopers floated past.
You know that bloody city will never be finished.
The beast is a fool. One day the Baron is going to come here and see where all his Stellaris went.
You don't want to be around when that happens.
And why is it you don't want that?
You haven't met the Baron yet, have you, boy?
Damn it, Finn. This isn't a testing station. It's a Harkonnen base.
Can it be both?
I told you the night was young.
So, what do we do now?
This place is huge, and we came this far. I say we go on high alert and check it out.
We couldn't risk getting caught, so we stuck to the shadows and moved as quietly as we could. Mom was right. This place was huge, with tunnels going off in every direction. We saw rooms full of weird machinery and old tech, stuff I'd never seen before. But oddly, no bugs or insects of any kind.
There were never any bugs, Sally. I think the symbol on the map indicate Harkonnens, not bugs.
Well, their helmets are kind of bug-shaped when you look at them.
That's when we heard footsteps and ducked into a side room just in time. Peeking out, we saw a group of Harkonnen troopers march past. We didn't know how many there were in total, but any kind of combat would have brought the whole base down on us. My heart was pounding so hard, I was sure they'd hear it. After they were gone, the spirit of adventure had left us, and we resolved to get out of there as fast as we could. Coda and I really wanted to kill us a Harkonnen, but Mom told us it wasn't our time yet. We'd get our chance one day. But boy was she wrong, as we came face to face with the Harkonnen captain at the top of the ramp. Our daggers were already in hand, as I went high and Coda went low. Eyes and thighs, we called it, as we practiced the move so many times. And that's how we killed our first Harkonnen. Coda took an ear for his collection and offered to help me start my own. But, ew, I told Coda no way. Once we made it back to Clovis, Dad sealed the hatch behind us as Mom brought her great engine to life. After we got back to Arrakis, Dad met his friend, Master Chim, and shared our findings. While we didn't score any decent salvage on the trip, Dad did receive a reward from the Atreides for providing them with actionable intelligence on the Harkonnen base. Apparently the location of that particular base had troubled them for a while. Last we heard, Gurney Halleck was on his way there with a heavy assault team. With that said, Atreides days are back at O'Gary's Imports.
That's right, Sally. Discounts across the board if you serve the Duke and can prove it. Come find us on the Agora Concourse of the Grand Souk in Arrakis. Because at O'Gary's Imports, if you want it, we have it. And if we don't have it, we'll get it.
Thanks, Dad. Until next time, this is your faithful Badland Scout, Sally O'Gary, signing off and reminding you to always check your six. And come back next time for another episode of the Wastelander Chronicles.
We've got it all for you today, from inspiring frontline stories to another exciting episode of everyone's favorite wandering swordsman. But first, let's kick things off with some sonorous sound for your listening pleasure. You're listening to Vox Atreides, the voice of the Duke. In this troubled age, when darkness stalks the land and corruption threatens to extinguish the last light of hope, a lone warrior roams the cosmos. A wanderer with no allegiance to any but truth and justice. He stands as a beacon in the darkness. He stands for those who cannot stand for themselves. He is the last man standing. He is the swordsman. Episode 2732, The Slave Lord of Amaranth. After his showdown on the plains of Jericho with the renegade High-Renzir, the swordsman finds passage to the Delta Amaranth system in the far reaches of the Trinary Cluster.
Are you sure you wish to disembark here, of all places, swordsman? Amaranth 3 is a remote mining world of little import. No highliner is due to pass this way again for some time.
I am sure, Guildsman. I will find my way.
Very well. A Chome resupply freighter leaves within the hour. I have arranged your conveyance to the surface. Very well, swordsman.
Whoa there, boy. You run as if the hounds of Hades were at your heels.
Please, Lord, kill me. I beg of thee. Slay me where I stand. I cannot go back to Lord Varric.
Lord Varric. This is not a name known to me. What house governs this world, boy?
For many thousands of years, this stewardship of Amaranth 3 fell to a house minor with allegiances to the great house Waku.
Waku is no more. Their systems were purged in the Third Coalsack War. Their holdings forfeit to the Spacing Guild.
As you say, Sirrah.
The boy speaks the truth, Lord. It's been 6 or so centuries now.
The Guild has not assumed control? This world must be in a ledger somewhere.
Well, the Highliner comes like clockwork. We get supplied, and then they're gone again. To wherever Highliners go. We just figure they forgot about us.
Then who is this Lord Varric?
Born a slave like his father before him. The Varrics took control when it became clear we were forgotten.
A Mala, claiming lordship over other Mala.
We must go, Sirrah. If Lord Varric's men find you, I don't know what they'll do.
Take me to the slave called Varric. Justice will be served.
Who dares enter my hall unbidden?
I dare, Mala. You claim authority that is not your own. For that, I claim your life.
Oh, you? What is your name, stranger? I would know what to mark upon your grave.
I am the swordsman. Your false reign is over, Varric.
God, don't just stand there! Get him!
Lord Varric, the stranger fights like the Swordmasters of legend.
Impossible! The Swordmasters were destroyed! The remnants scattered!
6 to 1, he is outnumbered, and still, our men cannot strike him.
Fool! They do not have to strike him. They only have to maneuver him onto that trap door. Goodbye, swordsman!
Save your breath, stranger. You took a brutal beating on the way down. Most do not survive the fall, as the bones in this dungeon attest.
Dungeon.
Below Lord Varric's audience chamber, I am Rodrigo.
He is no lord. Not in any legitimate sense.
I'm not sure that's a distinction many here would appreciate. What else is a lord if not a title claimed by force?
A lordship is an investiture governed by the Heritage Council in Section 437 through 441 of the Great Convention. It's a covenant, as old as the Imperium itself.
But tell me then, stranger, the ones who established your covenant, how is it they claimed their power, if not by force? How is it they are legitimate and the pig Varric is not?
You tire me, old man.
Well, at least we agree that Varric is a pig. Rest now, stranger. You'll need your strength for what is ahead.
Damn it, I oiled that hinge. Can he walk?
Can you walk, stranger? Our last true governor had the unshakable fear that the people would rise against him and throw him down here. I helped to build this secret exit to ease his paranoia.
Did it?
Yes. Until House Waco fell. Then the people turned on him and threw him down here.
But he escaped through a secret exit.
No. He landed badly and died soon after. But we will escape from his secret exit. This is my daughter, Gina. She will lead us to safety.
What about Varric?
As far as Varric is concerned, you're already dead or dying. No one has ever come back from this place. Easy now, swordsman. I've tended to your wounds.
Thank you, both.
My father was a draftsman in the Imperial Engineering Guild and helped to build this humble colony.
Armor in 3 isn't much, stranger, but we are self-sustaining. And the Guild will remember us one day. We were doing just fine until Varric's grandfather took over.
Lord Varric is just the latest in a long line of assholes.
We have seen too many good men fall trying to stand against him.
There are enough of you. Why not fight back together?
The fear of death, I suppose. The land here is harsh. The work grueling. Without our men, our families would starve.
Fear is a powerful chain, stranger.
A chain we will break together. Send word to the villagers. It's time to end this. Colonists, you've lived in fear of Varric's rule for too long. He is a vile pretender, and order must be restored.
But how can we do this, stranger? We are not an army!
Remember yourselves. You are Imperial peons, with all the rights and protections that station implies.
But who will stand for us? We've been waiting on the Spacing Guild for over 300 years!
I will stand for you, and you will stand for yourselves.
But how?
I will train you, after I have forged a new sword. It's time. Today we break the chains of bondage. Today, we fight. Huzzah! We've gone over the plan. When next we meet, it will be over the body of the dead slave called Varric. Huzzah!
So then I told the farmer, if you cannot pay your proper tribute, perhaps your comely young daughter can pay it for you.
Slave Lord Varric, your false reign ends now.
You? But how? Guards, get him!
He has rallied all the peasants against us!
They fight like demons! The stranger must have trained them!
Face me, Varric.
I will take care of the stranger myself.
The tyrant has fallen. You have won your freedom.
But... No! Father!
Your father fought bravely, Gina. His sacrifice was not in vain.
Thank you, swordsman. You've saved us, but... I've lost my father in the bargain.
His spirit lives on in the freedom you now share. Freedom to serve your proper masters, the Spacing Guild, who will undoubtedly return soon to claim you all.
But what can we do until then?
Hunger and disunity may come, but you must remain steadfast in your duties, and the honor of that will sustain you. Remember, a righteous heart is never truly empty.
You're right, swordsman. Is there any way we can repay you?
Setting things right is payment enough. And now, I must move on.
I'll never forget you, swordsman. Swordsman? Where did he go?
And so, the swordsman leaves another world better than he found it. Join us next time for another chapter in the saga of the Swordsman.
The warriors farewell. In twilight's glow, where shadows meet, a warrior stands on weary feet. His sword, once bright, now dulled with strife, reflects the toll of countless lives. Oh, fate, you've carved this path of pain through deserts vast, through blood and rain. Yet honor binds my heart tonight. For House Atreides, I still fight. Remember those who fell in fields whose courage were their only shields. Their names engraved in stars above. Their deeds, the legacy of love. In silence now, I take my leave. For battles end and souls must grieve. But know this truth, my comrades dear. In every heart, we still stand near. Oh, house of just and noble name, we've lit the stars with honor's flame. And though my journey's end is near, House Atreides, shed no tear. For in the halls where heroes rest, where valor shines, where hearts are blessed, we'll meet again in timeless peace, where all our pains and trials cease.
Always with you. It's Vox Atreides, the voice of the Duke.
Enemy. Yes, sir. Acknowledge. Yes, sir. Moving out. Enemy. Yes, sir. Acknowledge. Yes, sir. Moving out.
And now, another revealing episode of Through Their Eyes. First-hand accounts from the front lines, presented by your host, Redondo Monroe. Today we find ourselves at the storied bastion known as Helios Gate. Redondo sits down for an exclusive interview with Captain Marcus Amstrad of the Fighting Fifth.
Captain Amstrad, thank you for joining us today. We've heard first-hand accounts from soldiers like Sergeant Creel, who've shared the brutal realities of life on the front lines. Can you tell us about the recent campaign in the Haga Basin, and what the strategic gains there mean for House Atreides?
It is an honor to be here, Redondo. Our operations in the basin are ongoing, but critical to securing a crucial foothold in the region. This operation underscores the strength and resilience of our forces, and our unwavering commitment to justice and honor.
Captain, while securing the Haga Basin is indeed significant, we've also heard about the heavy losses endured by our forces, including the illustrious unit known as Gurney's Own. Can you speak to the toll this so-called War of Assassins is taking on our troops and their families?
Look, Redondo, war is never without sacrifice. But it is through these sacrifices that we uphold our values and protect the future of House Atreides. Our troopers understand the importance of their missions, and they complete them with honor and integrity. The morale of our troops remains strong, and their families can take pride in their courage and dedication.
In previous episodes, we've heard how brutal some of these missions have been, and about the emotional toll on our soldiers. Sergeant Eric Thorne, for example, described the chaos and loss during the final days at Three Rock Station. How do you address the concerns of those who feel that the cost of this war is too high?
The cost of freedom and justice is never too high. Every mission we complete, every campaign and every sacrifice we make brings us one step closer to a lasting peace and a brighter future for House Atreides.